Spooky season is upon us. It is a time for multiple different things. We have Halloween, we have fall. There is just so much that goes on within the month of October and leading into November as we gear up for the ever so coveted holiday season. And with the ever so coveted holiday season comes multiple different in-game events across so many different types of games. Some games will have things going on for Halloween themed game modes like in Fortnite, or Halloween themed quests and things like that in various MMOs. And today I'm going to talk about the Harvestmath Festival in the Lord of the Rings Online. And this is a event that I have to say will forever be near and dear to my heart as a Lord of the Rings Online player. And the reason why that I say this is for multiple different reasons, but we will go ahead and we will dive into that in just a little bit. But without further ado, let's talk about Harvestmath 2025 in Lord of the Rings Online. Each race knows it by a different name. Harvest Festival for hobbits, Harvestmath for men, Autumnfest for dwarves, Lavasmireth for elves. Everywhere you turn in Middle-earth, the fall season is in full colors. Harvest Festival means harvesting, dancing, drinking, fun games, and trick-or-treating. That is just a small poem from the Lord of the Rings Online wiki for the section of the Harvest Festival. The Harvest Festival was my first ever full event that I took part in during my time as a Lord of the Rings Online player. And I have to say, this event absolutely blew my mind away for what was possible in a in-game questline. For the majority of it, the event is relatively simple. You have a bunch of different quests that you can complete, each with various different rewards. Mostly, they do give you various festival tokens based on the type of festival that you were in. I'll dive into a little bit more for Harvestmath and what that all looks like in just a little bit. But as you complete those quests, you are given multiple different rewards, and you are encouraged to come back over the course of multiple different days, so that way you can reap the rewards of every single possible day of the Harvest Festival, enjoying every single possible moment in the event. And let me tell you, my experience was certainly that. Starting off, the majority of the event takes place in the Shire in the party tree. If you're familiar with the party tree, this would be where Bilbo's birthday would have been taking place in the events of the Fellowship of the Ring, and any sort of Hobbit party will very much be taking place in the party tree. There are so many different ways that the party tree gets utilized within Lord of the Rings Online, and the Harvestmath Festival is only a small portion of it. As we dive into the Harvestmath Festival, there are a bunch of different things that you can do within that area. When you first arrive there are a few different story quest lines that you can complete. The first one is traveling with Bingo Boffin and telling spooky stories around the Shire with some younger Hobbit children, giving them all opportunities to share their own scary stories. And there is another quest line where you go to Wistmead and you investigate this haunted mansion, where you go and explore, encountering various tricks and mysteries and spookiness, all perfect for a Harvest and Halloween style. Those are the two main storylines, but the fun and games for the Harvestmath Festival does not stop there. There is a haunted hobbit hole that takes place in the cellar of Bag End, where hobbits have placed various tricks and fun little surprises for you, and there are so many different quests that you can complete there. Some of the quests that you will see are looking for 6 scared hobbits. There are a multitude of different races and riddle quests that you can do, where you have to get through the various rooms of the haunted hobbit hole quickly, solving riddles and drinking the proper bottle, or finding various trophies amidst all of the spookiness within the haunted burrows. And there is another quest where you will be searching the haunted burrows and investigating scary noises, which all comes out to just be a hobbit that is dressed up in a fun costume, playing a little prank for the spirit of the event. As you complete each of these quests, you are given Fall Festival tokens, which you can then take these tokens and redeem them at various vendors throughout the festival. There are some in the Shire, and there are some in Bree, even with some specialized mounts that you can pick up over in the farms in Breeland. I managed to be able to pick up myself a fun little elk mount as well as a steed of the Autumn Festival that I can now ride around and show off as all part of my celebration of Harvestmath. On top of all of these rewards, there are also other things that you can do. In Mitchell Delving, there is a horse racing track where you will be riding around a horse obstacle course, trying to complete it within the specified amount of time, based on how you do on the jumping puzzles and such throughout the festival will determine your rate of success. There is another horse racing track in Breeland where you can do the same thing. Each completion awards you with more Fall Festival tokens. On top of that, there is a special location that is unique purely only to the Harvestmath Festival, a wonderful location known as Wistmead. And this gives you your fun little Harvest Festival vibes as well. Because what Harvest Festival is not complete without your corn mazes? In Wistmead, there are multiple different quests that you can do, some of which include getting horribly drunk and trying to get yourself sobered up after trying a new Frogbottom ale. Other quests revolve cleaning up the area, scaring off the crows, and looking for gourds in the corn maze. And as all corn mazes and any gaming challenge, how fast can you make it through the corn maze? And the fun part with the corn maze is its layout changes every 24 hours, so it is not something that you will be able to have memorized and clear every single time. The maze changes constantly, making it more and more difficult and always keeping you on your toes. Overall, I spent a ton of time with the Fall Festival, spending as much time each and every single day going in and completing all of the daily quests that I can there, as well as just experiencing so much life within the server. There were multiple moments where my game would lag out because it couldn't generate all of the player names on the screen, and honestly, that's one of the coolest things I think that has ever happened to me in the game. So many different members of the Lord of the Rings online community have come together to just enjoy these new rewards, enjoy these fun quests, and enjoy everything that Harvestmath has to offer. If there is one thing that I want to say is my biggest takeaway from the Harvestmath Festival, I will have to say it is absolutely this. The community has come alive in such a strong area. Middle-earth is a massive world. There are regions far bigger than any other game that I have ever seen, and it all comes to life in Middle-earth. But because Middle-earth is so big, you might not always see players in every single aspect of the game. However, at Harvestmath, it did not matter. I was seeing players as low as level 7 and players as high as level cap at level 150, all enjoying the Harvestmath. Every single type of player was finding something that they could do and enjoy. And to me, this is what MMOs are about. So many times do players get so wrapped up in trying to be the best raider or just getting through content as quickly as possible. And I don't want to say that there's anything wrong with trying to get through all of that content. I love watching the Race to Worlds First for World of Warcraft. However, seeing every single type of player come together and enjoy this is what makes Lord of the Rings Online so special. The world of Middle-earth comes to life in a way that I never thought would be possible until I experienced this event. I know Lord of the Rings Online does not have the player bases like Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft or Guild Wars 2 or any of the high contenders. It's forever going to be most likely sitting at one of those mid-tier MMOs, but I honestly can't say it doesn't deserve a spot at the top, especially after seeing all of the devotion from the player base and the developers for creating such a fun event and just giving so many opportunities for players to sit in front of the party tree dancing like hobbits and unlocking emotes or racing around these horse racing tracks and exploring the haunted hobbit hole and the haunted corn maze. Middle-earth is such a beautiful fantasy land with so much to do. and it all came together in the most beautiful way possible here in Harvestmath Festival. And I'm so excited to experience my first Yule Festival coming up here in December, as well as actually taking time for the Spring Festival when that comes around next year. Lord of the Rings Online is a gorgeous game, not just in its graphics and the world that it creates, but the community that comes together and just enjoys this wonderful world that all created and all began with a hole in the ground where there lived a hobbit. Thank you guys so much for my love letter here to Lord of the Rings Online for the Harvestmath Festival. As always, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my monthly supporters on Ko-Fi. This channel would not be possible without you guys, so thank you so much for being a part of it. If you would like to support my Ko-Fi down below, there is a link in the description where you can support monthly, and doing so gives you guys early access to every single video that will be going up on YouTube, as well as a shout out at the end, so you will be able to see that there on the end of every single video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. You are loved, you are valued, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we will see you right back here next time.